Hi, Base Lightning here. Hope everybody is okay today, doing good. This is a Monday in late July. So we're still in summer here. Muscle car season in upstate Vermont, USA. Don't know who's watching this from where, so I just always throw that in there, you know. Alright, so we'll just get right into it. This is my Street Muscle Diaries. Basically, I document on my YouTube channel and my Facebook page my muscle car adventures, different experiments that I do, you know, like the weight loss mod series and stuff like that, you know. I don't do any major modding. I just don't want to spend the extra money when I've already dropped, you know, quite a bit on this car, you know. But as far as the future goes for me with this, I plan on keeping this car. I'm not going to get rid of my 2021 Dodge Challenger Scat Pack. I'm not going to trade it and get ripped off from another dealership. I'm not going to sell it or anything. It'll rot in my yard. You know what I'm saying? So if I have to rebuild it someday, so be it. With the electrical and everything, it'll probably be expensive, but I'll just figure it out at that time. But I am not getting ripped off from another dealership on a trade-in so that they can make profit on me twice. You know what I'm saying? I'll just come up with a down payment type of thing, you know, on my next car. I would like to get a Hellcat, just to have it in the fleet, you know, along with my winter driver. Have an all-wheel drive SUV that a little, I think it's 2.4 liter 4-cylinder Honda, and I tell you, that thing is a snow buggy. It is great in the snow. It's reliable. I've only put a couple thousand maintenance on it in 5 years, you know, and the car has 250,000 miles on it. So little light SUV, you know, basically it's what it is. But that's so I don't have to drive this in the winter, you know, basically that's what it's for. That's what winter drivers are for. So anyways, I'm getting off topic. Dead hooking the power, that's the topic of this video, and there's a lot of different varying opinions out there, so I just give my version of what I've experienced in my muscle car. So my Pirellis did not dead hook as well as these BF Goodriches do. I can tell you right now, as soon as those Pirellis are worn out on your Scat Packs, get rid of them and don't get another pair unless you somehow like them. I think you'd be better off with Uniroyal, you know. But yeah, Falcons are good, and there's a lot of great tire brands out there. Coopers, you know, if you want to get into drag radials that you can drive on the street too, the Nittos are good. Sticky Mickeys, you know, those are great. Of course, classic drag racing tires. I can get into this discussion for hours on tires. What I really want to talk about is dead hooking. Now, I've given some examples on current videos that I've uploaded. I did a little shorty on some acceleration, and you can hear the car just dead hook. I mean, and that's about throttle control, and it's about, you know, your driver skills. If you just lay into it, you know, you're going to be sideways. I mean, you don't need a supercharger to light them up, you know. And so dead hooking is not a problem for me. Sometimes I give it a little too much throttle and it doesn't dead hook. That's just the nature of it. I'm not a type of person that likes to go out and light up tires. With street radials, it is unnecessary. Totally unnecessary. You do not need to warm up the tires with street radials. You could give them a little spin just to get the dirt off them if you're really going for a you know, a good dead run where you want to hook it and get your best time. Hook it and book it. Now there's a semi going by here. I'm sitting at a local gas station, just having a little breakfast and my my caffeine jolt here. So yeah, so it's all about throttle control. Tire selection is huge, but it's also, that is coupled with your skills. If you're just laying into it every time you go to take off, you're going to light them up and your times aren't going to be that good. It looks cool, it's fun, sounds, you know, badass, and it looks cool, and it's smoky, burnout. It's unnecessary. Drag radials are what you need to warm up at the drag strip. That's what that's for. That's what that water box is for. Driver rolls up, goes through it, turns on his line lock feature, boom, hits it. You know, if you have line lock, you know, obviously the old school stuff does not have that I know of. But, you know, in any new Charger or Challenger with a line lock feature, you go through the water box, turn on your, you know, your line lock feature, locks up the front brakes, warm the tires up. Yes, you want a smoky burnout because those are drag radials. Those are made to be stickier than a street radial. That's why you get better times with it, but you have to warm those up if you want a good launch. Then you pre-stage. Then, well, part of pre-staging is burnout. Do that, warm up your tires. Then you're staged. Once you're staged, you wait for the tree, whether it's a pro tree, you know, or whatever kind of tree it is. Yellow light, yellow light, yellow light, green. Hit it, you know. But with your launch control, you need to have the skills to be able to hit that. I've noticed myself, I don't go to the drag strip. I have people I follow on YouTube, like Scavenger 1320 and B Mason, and people like that, who are Mopar guys who do it. And I can see where Chris is using launch control sometimes, and other times he's not. For me, on the street, for street performance in the 392 Challenger, I found that not using launch control works better for me. That's just me. It does launch you harder, and if you get good with it, you know, I'm better at the old school version of just roll the tip in. Like I explained in other videos, throttle control and stuff like that. Roll into the tip in. You don't even need to use launch control, and you'll get a good ET. As long as you dead hook, you have to dead hook. If you don't dead hook and your tires spin, you're gonna probably either get beat or not have as good of a time as you would have had. That's just reality. If you're spinning, you're not winning. It's a physics thing. I hate to keep bringing up physics, but as your tires spin, your car isn't really moving forward, you know. You got to hook those bad boys on the rear end, man. Get your 309 gear, hook it up, or whatever gear it is you're running. I run a 309 gear, stock tune, powertrain, 392. So, you know, I found, and this is in several of my videos, my uploads that I've done on this channel and my Facebook page as well, Base Lightning, where, you know, I went, oh, I got a little bit of wheel hop. You know, there's a few times where here I am talking about it, and then I screw up, you know, of course, when I'm recording. But that happens, whatever, you know. We're not perfect, you know, I'm human, I'm not perfect. But I have brought this down to the high 11-second range with the stock tune, a little bit, you know, I would have to say light weight modding, not full race prep. If I did full race prep in this, I would definitely be running, you know, 11.0s consistently, probably, depending on the DA and where I'm at, and I understand all the other factors. But I'm happy with high 11s, man. That's this car is nasty, you know. I mean, it's possessed my soul. That's why I will never get rid of this car unless I wreck it. Then I'll just get another one. I will possibly try to get a Hellcat, maybe a half a decade, what I'm looking at, and if they're even available. I don't even know what all this EV nonsense, and I'm calling it nonsense. I don't care if the platform is faster. I will never buy one unless I absolutely have to. And I'm sure some of you will disagree with me and some of you will agree with me, but that's my thoughts and feelings. I have the right to believe what I think is right, just like all of you do. So I will never invest a dime in EV. I don't care if the technology is faster. Combustion engines, my favorite's the Hemi, always has been. This is my second Hemi. I had the 5.7 for years before this one. A year ago, I've been driving this 392, and I love it. Of course, I want to get a Hellcat at some point, but I don't want to replace this with that, like I did with the Shaker, you know. I want to add it on, you know, so. Yeah, so anyways, I don't think any of you guys care about my car plans, or if you I don't want to go into that in too much detail. So, with the dead hooking technique, rolling the tip in or using launch control with practice, both methods take practice. You know, Both methods take practice. It doesn't matter. You have to practice. That's just the way it is with anything, you know. So when I'm showing you some of this stuff in my muscle car adventures and videos and stuff, when I'm taking off and things like that, I don't always explain and stop and say, okay, did you see that? Sometimes I do, but you can see what I'm doing. I mean, it's right here, and I try to be cool. I'm not going insane everywhere. I really don't feel like getting thrown in jail, and I've said that before, or, you know, have some law enforcement somehow figure out things. I don't even know what the laws are with that, but just be careful out there. If you're going insane out there, absolutely insane, and they figure out who you are, there's chances are something could happen to you, depending on what state you're in, and depending on who's looking at your channel, you know. Especially out on the public streets. You know, these guys that are drag racing, they're on a closed drag strip. It's legal, you know. So be careful of that stuff, folks. You can have fun, but I have my fun. I do some polls here and there, and that's about it. You know, I don't care if it's not as exciting and creates more subscription or subscribers and more likes. I do care about that, but I'm not willing to put myself in risk of getting thrown in jail or whatever to achieve that. So, you know, that's my philosophy. If it's not exciting to you, I'm sorry. I'm not going to show all of my dirty deeds online, you know. Believe me, I've gone ridiculous speeds in this car. I don't show everything because I don't want to get friggin' arrested, you know. So dead hooking is also, it's not only a concept, it's a necessity. You have to dead hook those tires, or you're going to get beat. You know what I'm saying? So that's all about performance. Roll your tip in. What I mean by that is, say this is your foot. Roll the tip in. Don't dump the throttle. You know what I'm saying? Roll that tip in. You'll feel the power kick in and then go into your tip in. That's the way you do it. And that's the only way I can really explain it with my hand, because I'm not going to put my foot up in the air, you know. That's how I've done it for years. That's how I did it with my Mustang GT years ago, back before the Mustangs got really good, and actually back in the muscle car era they were great. So that's about it. Just roll the tip in or use your launch control. Those will give you your two best methods for either drag racing at the drag strip, or if you're just, you know, street performance. If you got some guy challenging you, you know, red light to red light, or you're on some back road somewhere where it's safer and there's nobody around, no houses and children running around, you know, use common sense with that stuff. And you're dead hooking, you know, you're starting from a dig, roll that tip in. He might get the jump on you if he's got launch control and he gets a better launch, but you could still beat him on the big end because you dead hooked and you're in your maximum acceleration for your car, whatever it may be. For me, it's the 392. I'm a Mopar guy. For others, it's other things, other types of vehicles. So that's my method. I mean, whatever works for you is, you know, whatever. I'm not saying this will work for everybody, but roll that tip in and you'll dead hook every time, especially with good tires. Now, I run the BF Goodrich G-Force Comp 2, and it's a 400 tread rating, so not as good as the Nittos, which are a 200 tread rating as far as sticky, or the Mickey Thompsons, which are like 100 to 200 tread rating, depending on which brand, which tires you get. But that's about it. That's it for the topic. I'm out of here, so thank you for visiting my channel, and we'll catch you all on the next one. Later. Horns up for hard rock and metal. Bass Lightning is out.